Alright, so I just got back from watching Love Hurts, the latest action film in theaters. This is from the same studio that made um, Violent Night and The Fall Guy, I believe. And Bullet Train. So they're known for, their action films. I would say they're like one level below the action at the studio that makes the John Wick movies does, but they're not bad. They make pretty good movies. So I was looking forward to this one. I knew the action would be good, and I like Ke Huy Quan. He's just delightful, and I'm super glad that he's in things again after being, not necessarily a child star, but a child that was in a lot of, very high-profile, considered classic movies, being, Goonies and The Temple of Doom. So he reunites with Sean Astin in this movie, who was his co-star in Goonies, so that was fun to see. So, two things. One, I was right about the action. The action in this movie I found very, very enjoyable. I don't think it's incredible, but I was never bored during an action scene, which is good for an action movie. So that was nice. And then the other thing that I want to mention is I do think Ke Huy Quan, I don't think he's quite there when it comes to a leading role. But, I mean, what do I know? He won an Oscar for Best Supporting Role, so you'd think he was ready for a leading role. And maybe he is, and this is just a bad script, but he has a lot of charm, but not a lot of dramatic chops, in my opinion. Again, he's great, I love him, but, there's that element to it. And I don't think it's really his fault, because I mentioned the script isn't great, and it's not. When action isn't happening, this movie was rough to get through for me. The dialogue was cheesy. It's trying to be half hard R, bloody, brutal action movie, and the other half a cheesy, schmaltzy romance. And it's cheesy and schmaltzy, but not in that, wink and a nod way. It's being super earnest, and it's just really boring. And also a big detriment to this movie is the fact that the linchpin of this movie, besides the action, is there is a romance between our two leads, and I did not buy into it at all. I didn't understand what they saw in each other. I didn't even feel like they were really in love, even though they keep saying that they are, but I wasn't seeing it in their actions or their deeds. It doesn't even seem like the female Rose, played by Ariana DeBose, who is she needs to get a new agent. She's been in bad movies. After West Side Story. I didn't feel like she even likes Ke Huy Quan's character. It felt more like she was manipulating him and using him the whole time. And even by the end of the movie, when there's supposed to be this, the movie ends in a romantic, scene, and even then, I felt like she was still using him. Maybe I'm crazy, I don't know, but I did not buy the romance at all. And then there's a subplot romance that was super bare bones. I don't know if they were trying to go for comedy, because it was kind of funny at first, but then they just kept going with it. And then these two characters, they try to have like a sweet moment together. And I'm like, what is this? This is nothing. They just met. So the one subplot I did enjoy is these two henchmen working for one of the bad guys. And one of them is played by Marshawn Lynch, which is funny. But these two henchmen, I liked them. I thought they had good chemistry, and one of them is like having marital problems with his wife, and his henchman buddy is trying to, help him out, work through these marital problems that he's having throughout the whole movie. And I wish the movie was about them. I would love a movie of two henchmen working for some crime boss. And, they're doing what the crime boss is asking them to do and stuff like that. But what they're really focused on is trying to save the marriage of one of them. That would be it would be a lot better movie than this, I feel like, at least in concept, because this whole movie is just, an unassuming fella is actually, could actually kill you with a pencil. I mean, we've seen this plenty of times. I don't even want to, like John Wick, Nobody. They even did it with Violent Night with Santa Claus. This has been done to death many times before, so you have to add a little extra sauce to the movie, and this movie tried to do the whole romance thing, but it did not work at all. So, unfortunately, not a recommendation from me. I don't think you should go see this in theaters. If you are gonna watch it at all, I would wait till it's on streaming. Don't rent it. Don't spend any money that you're not already spending to watch this movie. And if you do watch this movie, just watch it for the action scenes. So if that's really the only thing worth watching, so just wait until those are on YouTube and then watch them on YouTube, because other than that, I mean, and even then the action scenes, just watch John Wick action scenes. They're better. These are good, but John Wick's better. So, yeah, nothing really to recommend in this movie, just kind of what could have been. So hopefully, the actors, especially Ke Huy Quan and Ariana DeBose, can find better work somewhere, because this is just not it.